Dean Sir, Ma Madam Dr. Nidhi, and all the presenters of my team and the audience who have come to witness this program. This being our first presentation, I am extremely excited and happy. So I request, first of all, before inviting Dr. Jayanand for his inaugural address, I would like to speak a few words about my experience with him. I have never been able to or never exposed to a Gurukul, the Indian system of study. But after my admission in Shobhit University, I had 3-4 opportunities to meet Dr. Jayanand. I have always been going there with a list of demands and the guidance, everything. And whenever I came back with the blessings, smiles, and inspiration from him. He is such a nice personality that he emits wisdom, he emits affection, and it's a boon for us, for all the students. I request him to please come and, sir, deliver your inaugural letters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Karthike. Dr. Nidhi Tyagi, my beloved scholars, today we all are here to discuss on certain things which is very much important today, not only for the research, for the life also. And I'm really delighted to see you all because you are not only from the management side, you are from the diverse field of your research areas. And you have come together for the insightful discussion of business model canvas. Even I was not aware of it. I have gone through it. And I came to know that it is very much important to organize anything, whether it is the business or even your life, your research or anything. The business model canvas is a kind of tool, versatile tool, and that can be adapted by any area of research. By applying the framework of BMC, you can systematically approach the commercialization of your research for identify the potential problem, identify the potential collaborators by which you can commercialize, and explore the new avenues for the revenue, for the funding to develop your business. So this is multi-directional module, that is the business model canvas. It's a canvas where you are paint. Generally, canvas utilized for the painting sheet. Here, business model canvas is a canvas where you are scripting your ideas, put up your ideas and make the a kind of painting. And if you have put all the colors in appropriate manner, that painting will be appreciated. Similarly, your business will be appreciated. So today's workshop will explore deeper into each of the components, those components that ideally it is 9 components, which is going to be discussed by Dr. Mish Ishu, and which will provide you the practical examples, and practical examples will be given by Ritika. And the introduction part would be given by Ambrish. Dr. Ganesh Kapai, I have awarded you the doctorate degree now even. So Ganesh is also giving the insights of business model canvas. So you all will discuss, and it is not just the one-way workshop. Whatever you will be saying, all of us will be noting down, and if we have any question for any panelist, we will put up in our paper, and in the last, we will ask with the presenter. And we believe that by end of this session, you will be equipped with new perspective and valuable tools to enhance your research and its impact. So with this, I do feel that this is the first and foremost initiative I do feel from the research scholar side. You people have expressed your interest to take this kind of work, and Dr. Nidhi is kind enough. She is the secretary of IIC, and she has given you the responsibility to organize IIC activity. So we all are thankful to Dr. Nidhi Tyagi to give us this kind of assignment, and I'm sure that today's talk and deliberations would be excellent. With this, thank you everybody, and good luck of all of you. Thank you. Kartikeya, you're mute.
Thank you very much, sir. And before I invite my first speaker, I would like to say a few words about him. Mr. Ambrish Trivedi was already there when I joined the Management Scholars WhatsApp group. And I have found he's a very popular personality amongst the group, maybe because of his humorous nature, or maybe because of his funny comments which he had for each one of us. And but one thing is very sure, that he has a ability to make quick friends. He is a good speaker. He is a zonal manager of India Mart, and he is my first speaker as well. So I invite you, Ambrish ji, to come and make your presentation.
Thank you, Dean sir. Thank you, Kartikeya ji, for setting the stage right for me. More you speak about me, it becomes more difficult for me to explain. So, I mean, as you said that humor is one of my personality traits. So, for a long time back, I read somewhere, अगर जिंदा है तो जिंदा नजर आना जरूरी है. It is very important to be live than live, right? So, is my screen visible? Kartikeya ji?
Yes, it is now visual, sir.
Okay. So, thank you again. Thank you everyone for joining us. Before topic for the day is BMC. In one line, if I say, it is about canvas where you paint your dreams. And before I discuss about BMC, it is very important. It is very appropriate to know about the person who actually created this, invented this, or designed it. So you're right that I'm talking about Mr. Alexander Osterwalder. During my discussion, I'll name him as Alex because it is very difficult to pronounce such long names. So, Mr. Alexander is a business thinker. He's ranked number 4th on the Thinkers 50 list of management thinkers worldwide. He's most passionate about simplifying complex business challenges that today's leaders face. He invented BMC tool along with Mr. Wes Pegner, who was his research guide during his program. And these are, as of now, this particular tool is being used across worldwide. He's an entrepreneur also. His company name is Stadzier. Primary client for his company is like Colgate, Palmolive, MasterCard, Merck. He co-founded a company called Stadzier with his friend. In his guide, you might be knowing, he helps companies effectively and systematically manage business decisions, strategy, growth, and transformation. He's a keynote speaker. Alex is a speaker, and he spent most of his time in advising and leading and coaching different leaders across the globe. These leaders might be having assets, might be having existing businesses, but they lack in organizational design and where exactly Alex fit into. He is an author of 5 different books. A primary book from which this BMCs came into existence is BMC, this business model generation. Another book is value proposition design, testing business ideas, the invincible company, high impact tool for the teams. Another book that he wrote is a comic book called Biz for Kids. That is basically for kids to promote entrepreneurship. Let's talk about his journey from 1974 till 2000, till late 2000 when this BMC came into existence. Born in 1974, Alex is basically from Switzerland. Many of you might be dreaming about going to Switzerland. In 99, he found his first company called netfinance.ch, which is actually a financial literacy company. In 2000, uh, he he obtained his MA in political science from University of Lausanne. In 2001 to 2005, in 2001 he was in fact a journalist, and then he appeared for PhD program. Between 2000 to 2005, he was a senior research fellowship fellow, the same university. Obtained his PhD in 2004, and in 2006 he founded another firm called Business Model. Okay, this Business Model Design.com. Along with his mentor coach, he founded a company called Strategier, which primarily is, as of now, this company is the company which is actually consulting best companies across the world along with the startup. In late 2000, this BMC came into existence. There were close to 470 plus co-creators, and they published a model for describing business model. And this model is known as BMC, Business Model Canvas. What exactly, let's coming to the definition, what exactly is BMC? BMC is a canvas which helps entrepreneurs or business people to design their organization. It allows you to describe, design, challenge, invent, and pivot your business model. This method is, as I mentioned earlier, this method is from the best-selling management book called BMG, the Business Model Generation, and is applied across different organizations in the world. This is the way, actually, this is the way it looks like. My friends will be discussing later on in detail. BMC, another definition is like it's a lean startup template for uh, developing or documenting new models. It's a visual chart. Why BMC is gaining? Earlier we used to have business plan presentation. Now BMC is taking place taking place rather than this plan presentation. So key benefits are you can visualize and communicate with whatever story that you have. By this method, applying this method, you can simplify or simply present your ideas on the canvas. Whether you are a new player or existing player, simply you can manage your portfolio and explore and exploit. So you can invent, you can recreate complete scene. So these are 9 elements of BMC. That is key partners, key activities, key resources, value proposition, customer relationship, channels, customer segment, cost, and revenue. I would request my friend Isha to take it forward. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Amriji, for a very informative presentation. And my second speaker is Miss Ishu Verma, who is a very smart, jovial girl. And I have only 15-20 days acquaintance with her. I have only 15-20 days acquaintance with her. And it took us only messages, exchange of 4 messages to become friends from the strangers. And when I was visiting university on 7th of this month, May, she invited me to have a breakfast at her place, and I received a generous, warm hospitality. One thing which I would like to say about her is that there is a saying that in physics there is nothing new to discover now. It's only the precise measurements. And it appears that she has also heard about it, and for that reason she is doing her PhD in chemistry instead of finishing PG in physics. And today she is trying her hands in a very new subject of management. And I'm sure he's looking to her versatility. It's going to be a very interesting presentation. So over to you, buddy, now. Please come and make your presentation.
Thank you, Karthikeya sir. A very good afternoon to Professor Jananji and Dr. Nidhi and all my colleagues. Here I'm going to discuss about all the 9 building block of the said canvas, as it is a canvas. And as Dean sir said, it has to be painted well with the well coordination of all the blocks. So here one by one, I'm going to explain all the 9 blocks of BMC. Amritsar, I think you're still presenting the screen. We have to stop sharing the screen. Then only I would be able to share. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, sir. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
It's about to, yes, it is seen.
All right. All right. Before we dive into the nitty gritty, let's quickly go over the 9 essential building blocks that make up the business model canvas. The powerful tool for visualizing and designing any business idea. Here I'm going to cover the elements like identifying your target customers and understanding their specific needs. Then we'll explore how to create compelling value proposition that differentiate your offerings. From there, we'll look at the channels for reaching customers and the type of relationships to foster. Of course, the revenue generation can't be overlooked. So, we'll discuss diverse income streams as well. Lastly, we'll touch on the critical resources, core activities, partnerships, and cost consideration that bring everything together functionally as well as financially. So, whether you are a fresh startup or an established enterprise, get ready to reassess your business through this innovative and strategic lens. So the first, if we talk about the first building block, that is customer segment. As we all know, the customer is king, but sometimes the king needs a gesture. So this block focuses on dividing your customer base into distinct groups or segment based on demographic characteristics. For example, A luxury brand might target affluent women aged 35 to 55 years with high disposable incomes who value premium beauty products. A sportswear company could segment customer by age and activity level. And also, for a college student, a textbook rental company might segment by fields of study, offering customized collections of for engineering, business, or liberal arts major. Even if we say a non-profit organization could use demographic segmentation, tailoring fundraising campaigns to appeal to different age groups, income brackets, or family structure within their donor base. So it is important that segmenting your customer demographically allows you to better understand the unique needs, preferences, and behaviors, enabling you to tailor your offerings more effectively. Understanding these factors is crucial for positioning your products or services to resonate with your targeted audience and stand out in the crowded marketplace as it is. So, there's a famous quote by Kenneth Blatcher: if you don't toot your horn, someone else might use it as a spittoon. So, this block is about defining the unique value your business delivers through customers. It involves understanding their job to be done, pains, and desired gains. In this block, I'll try to explain what are the gains, pains, and what are the gain creators and pain relievers. I'll tell you with example. On a customer side, job represent the functional, social, and emotional task customers are trying to accomplish. As if a working parent might need to quickly prepare nutritional meals, so this is a functional job. While also wanting to create special moments with their families, this is an emotional job. So, what are pains here? Pains are the negative experience, risk, or obstacle customer encounter. A frequent business traveler might suffer from jet lag, inconsistent internet access, and being away from loved ones as common pains. These are the common pains. And now, what? Let's talk about the gains here. What are the gains? Gains are the positive outcomes, benefits, and aspiration customers are seeking. A fitness enthusiast could desire improved strength, endurance, and an active social community as desired gain. So here, so on the value proposition side, if we talk about this block, your product and services should be thoughtfully designed as pain relievers that alleviate customers' pain, or again creators that deliver customer gains. Are you offering a groundbreaking new product, a superior experience, service experience, or a customized solution tailored to your specific needs of the customer? Clearly articulating how your value proposition intersects with the customer's jobs, pains, and gains is the key to standing out and fostering long lasting loyalty. All right, now let's move to the channels. Okay, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it make a sound on social media? So here it is important that whatever product you have manufactured or whatever service you are offering, it has to be channelized properly. This block covers the various touch points through which you all interact with customer across different phases of their journey, from initial awareness and evaluation to the actual purchase and post purchasing. In the awareness phase, like channels like advertising, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and influencers outreach can help introduce your offering and build brand recognition among potential customers. A app might run targeted Instagram ads and partners with influencer, while B2B software company leverages content marketing and event sponsorship. Now, if we talk about the evaluation phase, during the evaluation phase, customer research and compare option. We all do that. Here, channels like your website, product demos, reviews, and sales consultant become critical for highlighting your value proposition and addressing any objections or concerns. Moreover, if we talk about now, I would like to discuss about SaaS, that is software as a service provider. So, software as a service provider could offer in app guidance, training webinars, and dedicated account manager. So, I would like to ask you that will you rely on own channels under the full control, partner channels that extend your reach, or a hybrid model combining multiple touch points. Carefully mapping out an integrated multi-channel strategy aligned with your customer's journey is essential for effectively promoting, selling, and supporting your product or service over time. Now, here comes the fourth block, which is customer relationship. In the field of business, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. This block deals with the nature of relationship you aim to cultivate with your various customer segments. The optimal approach could involve a strategic mix of several relationship types. It could be self service, automated service, communities, co creation, personal assistance, or dedicated personal assistance. Like here, self-service relationship leverages automated or self-guided channels where customers can independently access information, place orders, track shipments, find answers to common queries through knowledge base or digital assistant. As we are living in the digital world, so we all must be using one or the other app where we come across all these services. This low touch model is cost efficient, like for companies like e-commerce retailers or software providers with self-serve offering. Now, but for the high touch, dedicated personal assistance companies assign specific representative or account managers to directly engage with specific clients, understanding their unique context to deliver specialized support. Luxury brands. So, co-creation relationship foster a collaborative partnership where customers actively participate in developing new solution, providing feedback to enhance product, or even contributing to marketing campaigns. Crowdsourcing platforms, innovations contest, and brand communities facilitate such bi-directional engagement. Many successful D2C brands leverage their passionate community effectively. Now, here comes the revenue stream. Money talks, but it shouldn't be the only one doing the talking. This block focuses on goods, services provider of this block. Like your business can generate income and sustain itself financially, because finances are obviously important for running a business. The optimal revenue model will be shaped by several key factors. So, there are certain factors on which definitely influence revenue system. Then number one goes the business model itself, whether you operate as a product company selling physical goods or a service provider. A manufacturer's revenue might come from product sale, while consulting firms bills for hourly or project fees. Secondly, the competitive landscape. We need to analyze competitors, pricing strategies, revenue mix, industry norms, and market demands. For example, the SaaS which I have discussed earlier, startup may initially offer, like SaaS can offer, like service provider from the software can offer a free premium plans to gain users before shifting to the paid subscriptions tires once established. Like we all have, we all know that when the Geo started, the Reliance company, it offered like 6 months free data to everyone before going to the paid services. Fine. Then the third one is the company's strength. It is important to analyze the company's strength, leveraging unique assets, capabilities, or intellectual property to create new revenue opportunities. For that, a fashion brand could license the design, and while a research lab could monetize its patented innovations through licensing details. Also, we have to see the change in the market, adapting revenue approaches in response to shifting consumer behaviors. So these change has to be analyzed time to time to keep the business running. And also the company's strategy and company's capabilities. These all things also contribute. These are also the factors which influence the revenue system. Now, what are the key activities? This is the sixth block where I'll try to explain the key activities. Say, it is rightly said, if you are not moving forward, you are falling behind, even in the world of business. This block outlines the critical activities your business must perform to deliver its value proposition. A logistic company's key activities might be efficient transportation and warehouse management, while the law firm critical activities could include legal research, drafting contracts, and representing clients in the court. So key activities in the business canvas represent most important actions, like what actions we are going to take. I have included highlighted 2 points here, like the value creation symphony, like crafting innovative solution, delivering exceptional product, and services through like operations and supply chain mastery. And also the brand magnetism, like we have to create this thing, captivating the audience through marketing, fostering unbreakable customer bond with services and excellence. Now we are at the seventh block, which is key resources. See, business without resources is like clown without a red nose. It just doesn't work. This block covers the essential assets and the resources required to create and deliver your value proposition effectively. The key resources needed are the business model. You should have a business model, obviously, the value proposition, the distribution channels, the revenue model, and competitive strategy. All these things are important. Like here I have summarized, like building equipments and materials are required, and if it's a e-commerce company, so logistic infrastructure and supply chain. And if we talk about the hotels and the big company, prime real estate locations are critical resources. So these are the different resources, different kind of companies they need, in a perfect model canvas. Now, key partnership. See, alone a person or a company cannot fulfill all the needs of this canvas. So key partnership is important. I would say that two heads are better than one. This block highlights the strategy, alliance, partnerships, or supply relations that are essential for your business model. Like a small retailer partner with a large e-commerce platform to gain access to a broader customer base, while a pharmaceutical company could collaborate with a research institution to develop new drugs. So identifying and nurturing the partnership can help you optimize your operation, and also it reduce the risk or acquire resources. Obviously when we are partnering with others, so all the risk and these things are being shared. Key partnership refer to the important relationship and collaboration that a business established with other companies or organization to make its business model work successfully. So instead of doing everything on their own, business often partner with others to get access to resources, capabilities, or service that they don't have internally. All right. So last but not the least, let's move on to the cost structure. Here also I have highlighted the 4 point, that is employees, infrastructure, cost of activities, and key partnership. See, obviously money doesn't grow on trees, but it sure help with the fertilizer. So this block focuses on the cost involved in running your business. A capital intensive manufacturing business might have a cost driven structure, while if we talk about a boutique, but boutique consulting firm, they are the value driven as well. They value more, and they don't focus on the cost cutting thing. And if we talk about the cost structure, there are two main types of cost which comes in the business. One is the fixed cost, and other one is a variable cost. So if I talk about the fixed cost, these are the costs that remain same regardless of how much the business produces or sells. For example, if we say rent of the office space, salaries of employees, insurance premium, etc., even if the business doesn't make any sale, these costs still have to be paid, isn't it? And if we talk about the variable cost, these costs change based on how much the business produces or sells. The more it produces, the higher the costs are. For example, the raw materials needed to make a product, shipping costs, sales commission, etc., like these three things I've included over here. If the business doesn't produce or sell anything, these costs are low or non-existent. So I would like to. So these were the all 9 blocks. I would like to, end this particular variable cost wala block. That restaurants, like if we talk about the restaurant by giving an example, the restaurant, for instance, has fixed costs like rent, staff, salary, utilities, but it also have a variable cost like food ingredients, which go up as they serve more customers. All right. So the goal is to structure the business model in a way that generates enough revenue to not only cover these costs but also to make a profit. So I would like to end here by saying that analyzing and managing the cost structure carefully is the key for a sustainable, profitable business model. Thank you.
Issue, it was nice presentation, worth applauding. I'm sure that a scholar from the management stream could not have done any better than this. I really
I
appreciate.
hope I made the 9 points clear, sir.
Absolutely, this was the main body of the whole program, and you have dealt it with a perfection, I would say. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank thank you, sir.
And friends, a well-built physique, a nice sergeant's haircut, a refreshing smile on face, and a set of deep scanning eyes peeping out of the reading glasses makes a perfect picture of an intellectual. And that is my colleague, Mr. Ganeshji, is. He is a well-cultured, soft-spoken gentleman and with an excellent knowledge and a high level of protocol that he always maintained. So I would request my next speaker, Ganesh ji, to please go ahead with your presentation. And in the meantime, Ishu, you can disconnect your screen so that Ganesh ji can take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kartikeya sir, for such a warm introduction. Is my screen visible, please?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
Thank you. So respected Dean sir, respected members of the faculty and my dear fellow scholars, wishing everyone a very good afternoon. As we have seen in the sessions taken by the previous two speakers, the business model canvas, it seems to be a hands-on tool uh, which aims to foster better understanding, better discussion, creativity, as well as analysis of a particular business. So before we start actually mapping our business, just a moment. Right. So before we start mapping our business models practically onto a canvas, I would like to share some practical do's and don'ts in the form of some practical tips that we all can keep in mind before we start putting pen on paper, so to say. So the first thing that one should do once one is planning to put the business model or map the business model on a canvas is that you should take out a printout of the business model canvas on a large surface so that a large group of people can jointly start sketching and discussing the business model using either board markers or using sticky post-it notes. A common mistake which is seen is that a lot of people usually they start writing directly onto the canvas as soon as they start working on it. Now, this has certain obvious disadvantages. One obviously is that once the canvas is full and something is written on it, it cannot be used again. And two is that the things, once they are written on the canvas, then it becomes very difficult to change them. It's not very easy to change them thereafter. So preferably, one should use those sticky yellow or some other colored sticky notes so that once these are put on the canvas, then it becomes so much simpler to move your ideas around, and it also gives much more meaning to your business model canvas. Now, for example, you can use the yellow sticky notes to show your current business model. And at the same time, if you wish to also show on the same canvas your future business model, you can do it with a different colored sticky notes, maybe blue or green in color. Okay. So a second mistake which people generally make is to use this business model canvas only for mapping out new business ideas. Now, while this business model canvas is a great tool for mapping out new business ideas, but it can also be very nicely used for mapping out your current business model. Now, for example, if you have a business already, then you could map out your current business model, which is on the left of the screen right now. Uh, uh, what your business model currently is, it can be mapped out using maybe yellow sticky tapes onto the canvas, which is to the left. And then you could get a different canvas altogether. And then you could start mapping out what your business model is likely to look like in the future. Or alternatively, you could do all this thing using only one canvas, using different colored sticky notes, as I mentioned earlier. But then it's up to you. You'll have to you've got to try all these various things and then see which thing works best for you. Now, some people also make this mistake of committing cognitive murder. This mistake is generally, committed while you are presenting your business model canvas to somebody else. Cognitive murder means that when you present too much information to someone at the same time, then their brain generally gives up because there are so many sticky notes on the canvas and they all look like a mess. So it becomes very difficult to understand or make out what is there on the canvas. So generally, what we see is that once we ourselves are putting those sticky notes on our canvas, it doesn't feel very overwhelming. But then if somebody new comes in and then they look at it, they generally cannot make out what it all means because of so many sticky notes on the canvas. So the solution is that when you are presenting your canvas to somebody new, who is somebody, recently joined your team, then you should take a separate blank canvas, keep it next to your canvas, and then you should move over your sticky notes one at a time to tell the story of your business model. So if you do that, it will become much clearer and easier for the new people to understand your business model. Okay. The next mistake which many entrepreneurs do is that they start treating the business model canvas like a checklist. So many groups, what they do is they see these 9 boxes and then they race through them. And then they declare that they're finished. And that is all that they had to do. Now, actually, they have entirely missed they've missed the point. There are actually no prizes for being fast. The aim is to understand the connections and the relationships between these different 9 boxes and how different pieces of your business, they connect with each other and they also reinforce each other. So as an example, if I give an example, there may be certain key activities which you would be putting in your key activity box. These key activities may be probably launching a website, could be one such activity. Now, this particular key activity would definitely have some kind of influence or some relationship with your customer relationships. Because, of course, launching a website is very essential for connecting with your customer. Now, another example could be, how the customer segment box, it influences the revenue stream box. So there may be probably 2 or 3 customer segments which your business is looking at. There may be maybe high net worth individuals. They may form one customer segment. There may be common customers who may not be interested in such luxury products. It may form a second customer segment. So does each of these customer segments lead to a different revenue stream? That is one relationship that we need to look at. So understanding how each component influences this model is how one will gain insight, and it will enable us to make more sharp decisions in our business. The next mistake which is generally made is, I call it one and done. One and done means that once the entrepreneurs or a group of people who are making the business model canvas, once they have raced through the entire exercise, they just deem that the exercise is over now. They pat themselves on their shoulder or their back, and then they put this canvas inside a cupboard and they never look at it again. The whole point of this tool is that you have to map out what your business currently is. And you also need to map out a number of versions of what your business could be. So what one should do is give your team or get your team to fill up different versions of what you see your business, where it would, how you see your business in the future, and then make out what alternative or different perceptions your team members bring onto the table. Also, if you are stuck between So if you are stuck between a couple of options, then these options can also be compared using different canvases. And this often makes things so much more clearer. Say you've just started a business recently. So 6 months later, when you've met more customers, you've made more sales, you've made a number of more partners, and basically you've cleared more and more hurdles, then one must redo this entire canvas with your new knowledge. And one will actually be surprised to see how many changes have occurred in the previous and the new business model canvas. Okay, the next tip that I have is one should not confuse the intent of the business with the value proposition. As we've just seen, Ishu ma'am has explained it very beautifully. What is value proposition? So intent is why you are running the business, what matters to you as the owner of the business. Whereas value proposition is about what matters to the customer, what the customer is going to get from you. The two may be the same, they may be completely separate, one cannot say. But then even if they are not the same, they are separate, it's okay. Now, what is dangerous is to assume that the intent and the business and the value proposition, they have to be identical. They may not be identical. For example, your intent might be probably to bring a social change in the society or in your customer base by selling only organic products. Now, the customers may not be sharing your intent. So, but then the customers are allowed to shop from you, from your business for their own self-centered reasons, maybe financial reasons. So it is your job as an entrepreneur to turn these purchases into social change and keep the customers coming back. So one must not confuse the business intent with the value proposition, and these are very different things. Next mistake which many entrepreneurs make while making their business model on their canvas is they do not put in numbers. So they generally opt for broad brush statements. They just put very broad statements on the boxes on the canvas. In doing this, the only person that you're cheating is actually yourself. Let us say your customer segment is very, very niche. They are very high net worth individuals, maybe who own horses, and they are ready to pay for top end and ethical products for their pets. Now, how many of these people do really exist? You have to have a certain number which you have identified, and you have to put that number on this chart or on this canvas. Now, since it's a finite market, it would be dangerous or foolish to assume that this group is going to increase, the numbers are going to increase exponentially over a period of time just because we want them to. Now, perhaps your customer base may be wider. So then you have to put in the numbers or an approximate number of how many units are you likely to sell in a year. Write down that number on that canvas. So this putting in numbers becomes even more important when we come to the financial aspects. So, for example, how much does it cost to acquire a customer? How many times does a repeat customer come to come to your business in a year? Maybe it is 2 times, 20 times, or 200 times. You put that number. So that is why these numbers are important. It may be a very difficult process. It may look to be difficult, but then if we do that, if we actually put in the numbers on the canvas, it is going to save us heartbreak and possibly possible bankruptcy down the road. Okay, so then my next step is on understanding customer relationships. So customer relationship is one of the least understood part in this business model canvas. Think of it like this. So suppose you have identified a customer segment and the value proposition that this particular customer segment is seeking. Now the question is, how will the interaction between you and this particular customer segment unfold? It may take place gradually. It may take place within seconds. It may take place online or in the offline mode. Are we expecting any repeat businesses? Would you describe this particular customer relationship as formal or informal? So this customer relationship box, which is there in the canvas, this is what it is for, to design and identify how these interactions will be best structured for each kind of customer segment that you have identified. There may not be a perfect answer, but it's about choosing an approach towards your customer relationships, which matches the product or the service that you are selling. Okay, one common pitfall that many entrepreneurs make is listing the features rather than the benefits in the value proposition box. As we have seen in the last presentation by Ishu ma'am also, this value proposition box is the most important box. I personally feel that this is the most important box in this business model canvas. Now, generally what mistake we do is we list out the features of a product or the features of a service in that box rather than what benefits or what advantages uh, are going to be accrued to the customer from our product. So this value proposition box is basically for putting in the benefits that you bring to that your product or service brings to the customers. So stick to describing the benefits which each of the customer segment is going to get from your product. While doing this, we should focus more on the intangible value propositions. Now, examples of intangible value propositions could be maybe it may be a status symbol. Probably you've got a niche luxury brand, which is a kind of a status symbol for the customers. Or it may, your particular service or your particular product, it may give self-confidence to the customers. Or it may give a peace of mind. So all these, intangible things are very important to be listed out in this value proposition box. So the last pitfall that I have is putting too much information on the canvas. Now the boxes in the canvas, they have been made small for a certain reason. What is that reason? The idea is to be brief, and brevity is really hard when you've got too much to talk about. So you see, when a group of people is working on this canvas, everybody has got certain bright ideas and everybody wants to put those ideas on the canvas. But then one must realize that we have to be very, very brief and put in only the very important or very essence. Other than the essence of your business model, you need not put everything on that canvas. So the canvas, basically, it is forcing us to eliminate everything other than the essence of our business, the core component of our business, and that is what matters the most. So dumping information everywhere, it basically hides the essence of the model, and obviously it leads to poor decision making in the end. So conclude, I would like to say that once you have completed your business model canvas, you must share it with the organization for which you are preparing it, and get their feedback as well. You may share it with you. In fact, you should share it with other stakeholders also for a genuine feedback. One must remember that this business model canvas is a living document, and therefore, after completing it, you do not have to keep it in your cupboard. You need to revisit it and ensure that it remains relevant, updated, and accurate for times to come. Above all, one should keep iterating, and we should keep challenging the old ways of doing business. So I would like to conclude with this particular saying by Josh Koppelman: write your principles in pen and your business model in pencil. Thank you, sir.
Nice. Ganeshji, it's a beautiful, beautiful presentation. And you rightly said, once it should not be treated as it should be rather treated as a living being. And it becomes a dream to your baby now. So wonderful. And I'm sure that after this presentation, no wonder if you get few offers, being a business coach or maybe a lecturer in some college or university. So nice presentation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
My next presenter is Ritika Mukherjee. She was the one who took off quite late, maybe because of her prior commitment. But she was the first to send me the presentation on mail, just to go through the same and give her feedback. And I had only one word to say: excellent, go ahead. And that all was very natural with her, because she is such a versatile personality. She has done her BTech. She was an assistant professor. She is an entrepreneur and a PhD scholar as well. Ritika, please come forward and go ahead with your presentation. We are waiting eagerly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karthikeya sir. That was so pleasant. Um, Very good afternoon to our honorable dean sir. Very good afternoon to respected Nidhi ma'am, and a very pleasant welcome to all the fellow scholars. So I am here to discuss this case study on BYD's business model canvas. So in this case study, we will see how BYD has disrupted traditional business models and created a new paradigm for sustainable mobility using the business model canvas framework. It is a market leader in electrical vehicles, and it has revolutionized the industry with its strategic and comprehensive approach to business model innovation. This case study is a valuable resource for businesses looking to navigate and thrive in disruptive industries, highlighting the importance of holistic and adaptable business model in driving innovative and success. So the changes to business models have been shown to be one of the most sustainable types of innovation in a number of different research studies, although it may appear that successful business models make a smooth transition from the ideation stage to the implementation stage. The fact of the matter is that new business models almost never achieve success so smoothly. Challenges can be encountered by those responsible for making decisions during both the exploratory and the implementation stages. BYD's induction of the EV car signifies a significant step towards the electrification of the automotive industry and reinforces the company's commitment to a cleaner and more sustainable future. Here is the development of BYD. So it can be summarized as the four phases shown over here. The phase one is, it states the beginning of BYD in 1995 in Shenzhen, China, and it began producing lithium-ion batteries in 1998, which were more advanced than the nickel-cadmium batteries. In phase two, it entered the car businesses and launched a few cars till 2007. The phase three was a landmark for BYD as it was boosted up when Warren Buffett's investment firm Berkshire Hathaway bought a 10% stake in BYD for $232 million, which helped to boost the BYD's profile and reputation in 2008. And in 2015, it eclipsed Panasonic as the world's biggest manufacturer of rechargeable batteries and began supplying batteries to automobile manufacturers such as Tesla. Throughout this time, it grew into a global vehicle manufacturer with a solid industrial basis and core technology. Moving on to the phase four, it introduced the premium SUV Tang EV, which was introduced in 2019. Furthermore, BYD's diversification into solar panels and other renewable energy products has enabled it to weather economic downturns and emerge as a global leader in green technology. I will be discussing the BYD growth factors. So in the competitive landscape, BYD positioned itself against other companies in an automotive and renewable energy industries, including battery technology specialists and solar panel manufacturers. We can see one of the reason is consistent, like it involves itself into the new markets and sectors. So it is one of a kind of out of the box thinking, which BYD always follows. And this has gained BYD a lot of growth in the terms of revenue and reputation, as we can see here. The next factor of growth or maybe success. And not only this cannot be only followed for BYD, we can follow it in our life also. Early adoption of something, that is a futuristic approach. So early adoption of electric vehicle technology is the main factor of BYD, the BYD's growth. And the primary driver of BYD's revenue growth is the sale of electric vehicles. By offering these clean energy solutions, BYD taps into a growing market demand when the other companies did not even dream of. We have already discussed this, that this was a major boost up to BYD, where like Warren Buffett's investment company, Berkshire Hathaway, had bought its stakes, 10% stakes, and it gave a boost to the reputation and everything of BYD. This is that business model canvas of BYD. This is for the batteries of cell phones. So it is covering all the 9 points over here. It is just for the reference. And this is the business model canvas for BYD for the battery of EV. So these are the points they have taken care of. Future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Very well said. And that is why BYD is what BYD is today. Moving on to the success story. There are few points which has played a crucial role in BYD's success, and that is like the collaboration with the key partners. That includes the battery suppliers, because BYD works in different segments, automotive manufacturers, charging infrastructure providers, technology partners, and government agencies, and then into the EV sector. In today's date, BYD is a prominent player in the market, not because it is providing high technological and advanced EV cars to the market, but also it is playing a very crucial role by focusing on environmentally conscious individuals, because it has aimed to give this earth a more cleaner and greener life. Because BYD, everybody knows that the number of cars, the usage of number of cars has increased, and it is increasing day by day. And BYD is a company which is thinking that it should not spoil our clean or green earth. So it has a wonderful reputation for delivering high quality and innovative EVs. Talking about the strong value propositions, as discussed earlier, a lot of times, that this is the main thing of BMC, which actually helps any of the businesses to reach the top, and that is why BYD is on the top today. The value propositions which it worked upon were the performance. It is known for its high performance and durability, making them a dependable energy storage solution. Talking about sustainability, it is a crucial element emphasized by BYD as it strives to minimize the environmental impact of its products. Cost effectiveness, where BYD delivers competitive pricing while maintaining high quality products. The products are distributed through a diverse range of distribution channels. The 4 primary distribution channels employed by BYD are the direct sales, the partnerships, the dealerships, and the online platforms. Moving on to the customer-centric approach, very important. BYD focuses on long-term alliances with its customers by providing sustainable energy solutions that are customized to meet their specific needs and preferences. So the successful delivery of these value propositions has solidified BYD's position as a global leader in the electric vehicle and renewable energy markets. So very well and beautifully said by Abraham Lincoln, best way to predict the future is to create it. And BYD has done it. It has predicted the requirement of sustainable energy resources when everybody was just thinking about creating something. Here, I thank you for being patient listeners, and I am pleased to be a part of this panel. Thank you so much.
Very nice presentation, Ritika. And as you have rightly quoted Mr. Lincoln, the future is to be created, not to be just dreamt. So beautiful. A case study is always helpful to accept things in a more practical way, and it becomes reassuring. So that was the very effective, nice part you have dealt with, and I thank you very much. Before we proceed further, I would like to take approval of our mentors and guides. If they approve, we can take a question hour session now. What do you say, sir or ma'am?
Yes, please go ahead.
So we keep this session open for question and answer session. And what I feel is looking to the nature of the question, either a concerned presenter can respond to that, or our mentors are always there to better explain everything, whatever way it goes. Let us see. So now the session is open for all the viewers. I would request each one, if you have some questions, some clarity to be achieved, kindly feel free to raise your questions, and our participants would respond to you, or our mentors would respond. Thank you.
So Kartikeya, let me start my question session.
Great, sir. Most welcome.
Yeah, perfect. Ganesh,
Yes, sir.
how we can utilize the recent technology, means technical tools for making robust business canvas model?
Definitely, sir. A wonderful question, sir. As of now, sir, what we have covered in our workshop is that this business model canvas is what has been propagated is that it's a cloth or a paper canvas on which we need to either write using pens or using sticky notes and things like that. But now, using keeping the modern technology in mind, what I feel is that artificial intelligence is going to have a very, very big say or role in this particular field. Uh, like for example, if we have to uh, if we have to map out our key resources or our key activities or even our the various customer segments. So artificial intelligence is one emerging technology which is going to help us in doing these things very, very easily. I mean, it's going to make things very easy for us. Um, Other thing, of course, sir, the digital technology it can be used to make the preparation of the canvas, and thereafter uh, the various variations or variables of various things which we put on that canvas to map them out is going to be, or it is rather, in the current
So you
scenario
mean to
also,
say
it is
that
very
if
easy, sir.
we are utilizing the ICT tools for artificial intelligence, the business model, business canvas can
Yes, sir.
be created in better way as compared
Absolutely.
to paper and
Absolutely,
pencil?
sir. Absolutely, sir. It can be created in a much better way using digital technology as well as the emerging discipline of artificial intelligence. Definitely, it's going to make it very, very easier as well as better.
Yeah, perfect. Issue, one more question for you also. Issue Verma.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah. What do you find that where the customers are getting benefit out of your business canvas model? Means if I'm the customer, I'm not involved in making the business model canvas, and how I will be getting benefit out of your planning of business model canvas?
Yes, sir. So, like as I've discussed in the business value proposition canvas, which was the second one, second block. So, if the proper channels are being made where customers, whatever queries or concerns they have regarding any product or sales or services like that. So, if a business, if somebody is starting a business, me on you like that, and we are properly following the all the 9 blocks of BMC. So there, that is mostly like customer oriented. So, like I have started my presentation with like the customer is the king, and obviously the business revolved around customer only, where customer is the god. So in BMC, the different key resources and key activities which are being does in the model. Uh, it is like more customer oriented. Obviously the customer would be the most, the one who will be benefited first, because a happy customer, like the business will run smoothly. So customer has benefited at every step, like even every block there is something for the customer only, whether it is like
Perfect.
service provided in the way, or maybe if the business keeping some executive to solve the queries of customers, so customer would be benefited for sure.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
Sir,
If someone
sir,
add
can you add
something,
value? I mean, whatever
yeah,
Isha
please,
ma'am
please,
told.
go ahead.
So, one thing is that because complete canvas is created, keeping customers into purview, and by understanding requirement of the customers, as rightly explained by, sir, also that because we created complete canvas post reviewing understanding, I mean, requirement of the customers. So we know what exactly is requirement of the customers, and basis on that we deliver values to the customers, which can lead to customer delight.
Yeah. Perfect.
There's a question
Yeah,
from
so
my
business model
side.
canvas is the dynamic thing. Can we take the feedback of the customers and we can customize the model as per the need of the
Yes,
customers?
sir. Because it is for new
Yes sir, yes
business
sir,
and as well as for
yes sir,
existing business
yes sir,
also.
feedback is there, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. Ganesh, you want to say something?
No, sir. The point has
Okay.
been adequately covered.
I have a
So
query.
my question is done. So others may can
Am I
put
audible?
their.
Yeah, ma'am. Very much.
Okay. So I have a question. Any one of you can answer. You have given such a wonderful presentation and understanding of the topic. That in what way can digital channels and platforms be integrated into channels and customer relationship components in BMC?
Ma'am, can you please repeat again?
In what way can digital channels and platforms be integrated into channels and customer relationship components if we talk about in BMC?
So, I mean, Ritika, ma'am, would you like to answer? Should I go ahead?
Okay,
Okay.
I'll just
So,
say a few lines
one thing
and
that I mean, currently a trend, I mean, current trend is of ERP and CRM, where I mean, between I mean, ERP and CRM both are in terms of digital platform from where they can exchange. I mean, they where from where customers can revert and uh, organization can respond. Basis on that, we can come to a conclusion in order to bring customer delight into more.
and there are
Yeah.
few examples also into it. Like we are already, if we take example of Amazon, if we take example of Netflix, so these are the channels which are purely online, and a customer has never seen who is behind the scene. For Netflix also, for Amazon also, and there are many examples. But everything and each thing is addressed, and looking into the demands of the customers, and customers are satisfied also. So everything is happening using the digital channels. Yes, very
Please,
true.
may I add, ma'am?
Yes ma'am. Okay.
Okay, please go ahead, Isha, ma'am.
So, as Ritika ma'am said, I would also like to add that like Car Dekho, there's a website cardekho.com. So we don't, actually like there are options for buying also, but we can let the customers, they can, research and compare different options, different models of the cars. Also for the mobile, there are different sites where we can, before buying something, actually we can actually compare. And if we there's one website like Makan Dekho. So there these are the search engines. So digital, what ma'am has asked, so digitally in this way, the model can help for advertising, social media marketing, and search engine optimization.
Uh, Please, ma'am. Ma'am, there are two digital channels actually which come to mind when we talk of customer relationship. One is the social media. There are various social media tools available today online, which from which we can garner the reviews of the customer. So that is one thing which can be harnessed. And second is what is a relatively new concept, and that is of data mining. Data mining using various artificial intelligence tools, by which even without we coming to know that something is being monitored, our customer preferences and all, they are being mined by these artificial intelligence companies, and they are being shared with the various businesses. So these are two digital channels which definitely come to mind for building customer relationship.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all from my side.
So anybody from the audience side, Garima, Chitranshi, and other people?
Sir, shall we now proceed further or wait for more questions?
We can proceed further.
So, fine. Now, I would say that to deliver the vote of thanks, I would like to call our mentor, Dr. Nidhi. And before that, I would like to add a few words about her. She's basically from Meerut, but studied at different places in different universities. And that is not all. She has been studying and she has been teaching also in the various universities and various colleges. And finally, she is here in Shobhit University. She is a good mentor, and she is the motivating force for us to hold this today's program, which opportunity was made open by Professor Janan sir. And I would request now, ma'am, you to kindly come and deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Karthikeyan. Thank you for the very brief and nice introduction. It was really a wonderful session, and I'm very much grateful to respected Professor Dr. J. Anand sir, Dean Research, for giving me the permission for organizing this session with the research scholars. And really, I don't have words how to appreciate each and every one of you, how very enthusiastically you agreed to participate and you gave your 100% in this presentation. It was a great learning for everyone who was connected, whether they were from business domain or not. I'm thankful to Karthike also for being connected every time as he knew about that a session has to be conducted. He connected to me on my personal WhatsApp number and shared his views, the complete proceeding, how everything will be going on. A special thanks to Mr. Ganesh. We have Amrish Dwivedi, we have Ishu Verma, Ritika Mukherjee. I'm very much thankful to each and every one of you to making this session a very wonderful session. Before winding up, I would like to say that I've shared a link over here and all are requested to kindly fill up the feedback form. Thank you, Janil sir, once again for your support.
Well done.
Thank
Well
you,
done.
ma'am. Thank
Applause
you
for you people. So well done. All the presentations. I must appreciate all of you. Amrish, Ganesh, Ishu, Ritika, everyone, and the person, the coordinator, who just narrated a kind of a story of business model canvas through different presentation. That is commendable, and we have to keep our spirit in the same way, and this kind of activity will be done in future frequently, so that we should involve more and more different topics which may not be the part of our research even. At least we should know, we should think about, we should discuss, and at least we can have some opinion, some kind of information, you know, of those topics. So with this, all of you, well done, and thank you everybody. Thank you.